Home to around 11 million people, the Czech Republic, also known as Czechia, is a landlocked country in the heart of Europe. It shares borders with Germany to the west, Poland to the north, Slovakia to the east, and Austria to the south. Although the country covers only about 78,000 square kilometers, its compact size makes it incredibly easy to explore. Our journey begins in the country's spectacular capital city, Prague. Located in northern Czechia, Prague is the first destination for most visitors, and it's easy to see why. The city stretches along the beautiful Vltava River, which flows for approximately 430 kilometers from south to north, making it one of Europe's more unusual rivers. Over hundreds of years, the Czech people built one of the continent's most breathtaking capitals along its banks. From above, Prague looks like a masterpiece, where medieval churches, colorful rooftops, historic bridges, and modern buildings blend together to create an unforgettable skyline. Most of Prague's famous attractions are found on the eastern side of the Vltava River. Here you'll discover the charming Old Town, the impressive National Museum, and the world-famous dancing house. Across the river, the western side of Prague offers a different atmosphere, with modern office buildings, peaceful neighborhoods, and residential areas where many locals live. The city is divided into districts such as Prague 1, Prague 2, and Prague 5, making it well organized and surprisingly easy to navigate. Getting around Prague is simple thanks to its excellent public transportation system. The metro can take you from one side of the city to the other in just a few minutes. Trains usually arrive every 10 minutes, providing a fast, clean, and comfortable way to travel. Unlike many other European metro systems, Prague's metro stations don't have ticket barriers. However, passengers are still required to purchase and validate a ticket before boarding. Ticket machines are conveniently located near the station entrances. Public transportation here is also very affordable. The local currency is the Czech koruna. A standard metro ticket costs about 20 Czech koruna, which is less than €1. For comparison, 100 Czech koruna is worth roughly €4. Another fantastic way to experience Prague is by tram. The city's extensive tram network reaches nearly every neighborhood, making it one of the easiest and most scenic ways to explore the capital. Whether you're crossing the river or traveling short distances through the historic streets, trams provide a comfortable and reliable journey. Although the overhead power lines are visible throughout the city, they have been carefully designed to blend into Prague's historic landscape. Trams share the roads with cars, but they always have priority. If you're planning to drive in the Czech Republic, remember never to block tram tracks and always give way to approaching trams. While waiting at tram stops, you may notice many people reading books. It's a small detail that reflects the country's strong culture of education and learning. The official language is Czech, a Slavic language closely related to Slovak. It is widely considered one of the most challenging languages for foreigners to learn. Education is one of the Czech Republic's greatest strengths. Around 90% of the population has completed secondary education, while the literacy rate stands at approximately 99%, placing the country among the world's most highly educated nations. One of the most remarkable things about Prague is how well its historic architecture has been preserved. Because the city escaped much of the widespread destruction that affected many European capitals during the World Wars, visitors can still admire buildings that have stood for centuries. Walking through Prague feels like stepping into a living museum. Gothic towers, Baroque churches, Renaissance buildings, and modern architecture exist side by side, creating a city where history and contemporary life blend beautifully. The Czech population reflects a rich cultural heritage influenced by Celtic, Germanic, and Slavic peoples over many centuries, contributing to the country's unique identity and traditions. Following the collapse of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the Czechs and Slovaks united to form Czechoslovakia. In 1992, Slovakia sought independence, and the two nations agreed to separate peacefully without conflict. On January 1, 1993, the Czech Republic officially became an independent country. The Czech Republic joined NATO in 1999 and became a member of the European Union in 2004, strengthening its political, economic, and security ties with Western Europe. The Czech flag is well known for its striking combination of red, white, and blue. Originally, it consisted of only two horizontal stripes, white above red, similar to the Polish flag. Later, a blue triangle was added on the left side, symbolizing the country's Slavic heritage and the historic region of Moravia. Although the design was originally created for Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic adopted it as its national flag after the peaceful separation. If you're planning to visit the Czech Republic, there are a few important things you should know. One of the biggest mistakes many visitors make is exchanging euros for Czech koruna at the airport. Airport exchange offices often offer extremely poor exchange rates, which can result in significant financial losses. Unfortunately, this issue isn't limited to airports. Many exchange offices throughout Prague advertise no commission, but they often make up for it by offering very unfavorable exchange rates. For example, although 100 euros should normally be worth around 2,500 Czech koruna, some exchange offices may give you only 2,000 or 2,200 koruna instead. That means you could lose between 12 and 20% of your money simply because of an unfavorable exchange rate. Similarly, using ATMs operated by companies such as Euronet can also result in poor exchange rates, along with additional fees and commissions. In some cases, you could lose as much as 20% of your money. Because the Czech Republic has chosen to keep its own currency instead of adopting the euro, visitors should pay close attention when exchanging money or withdrawing cash. Another thing visitors should prepare for is the weather. Like much of Central Europe, the Czech Republic experiences unpredictable weather even during the summer months. Although June, July, and August are generally warm, rain showers can arrive without warning. Because of these sudden changes, you'll often see locals wearing long sleeves or light jackets, even in the middle of summer. This unpredictable climate is one reason why many Europeans choose destinations such as Greece and Turkey for their summer holidays, where sunshine and warm temperatures are much more dependable. At present, the minimum monthly wage for someone working a standard 40-hour week is around 19,000 Czech koruna, or approximately 750 euros. According to recent statistics, the average gross monthly salary in the Czech Republic is about 40,000 Czech koruna, which is roughly 1,600 euros before taxes. Income tax generally ranges from 15 to 23%. As a result, many skilled professionals typically take home between 2,000 euros and 3,000 euros per month after taxes, depending on their profession and level of experience. While these salaries may sound attractive when converted into other currencies, the cost of living means they do not necessarily provide a luxurious lifestyle. For example, if you share an apartment with several roommates in Prague, your monthly rent may be around 8,000 Czech koruna, making it a relatively affordable option. However, renting a private 1- or 2-bedroom apartment with a minimum size of around 40 square meters can easily cost about 25,000 Czech koruna per month, or roughly 1,000 euros. Although Prague remains less expensive than many other major European capitals, housing costs can still consume a significant portion of a person's income. This clearly shows that Prague is far from a cheap city and can be financially challenging for many of its residents. Despite these financial pressures, people in the Czech Republic generally appear cheerful, relaxed, and positive. One thing you'll quickly notice is how friendly many locals are, even toward complete strangers. Making eye contact often leads to a smile, a greeting, or even a willingness to pose for a photograph. Another interesting observation is that tattoos are very common among younger people. As you walk through the streets, it can sometimes seem as though 1 out of every 3 people under the age of 25 has at least one tattoo. This reflects the strong sense of personal freedom that exists within Czech society. Overall, the Czech Republic is a country where individual choices are widely respected. People are generally free to gamble, smoke, use cannabis where permitted by law, or express themselves through tattoos and other forms of body art without attracting much attention. It's also common to see people dressed in unique or unconventional styles, and most locals simply accept these expressions of individuality as part of everyday life. Another remarkable characteristic of the Czech Republic is that it is considered one of the most secular countries in both Europe and the world. Research shows that around 91% of people between the ages of 16 and 29 identify as having no religious affiliation, a figure that is even higher than in countries such as Estonia and Sweden. Across the entire population, roughly 40% of Czechs say they do not believe in any god, while another 30% prefer not to discuss or disclose their religious beliefs. Among those who are religious, most identify as Christians, with Catholicism being the largest denomination. Many historians believe the country's high level of secularism and the decline of religious belief can be traced back to the communist era. Following the Soviet influence over Czechoslovakia, the communist government, like those in several other Eastern Bloc countries, imposed strict limitations on religious institutions, beliefs, and practices. During this period, many people gradually became more distant from religion. Over time, this separation became deeply rooted in society, leading many Czechs to adopt a lifestyle that remains largely independent of religious influence. This mindset has been passed down through generations, creating a country where religion no longer plays a dominant role in everyday life. Another surprising fact about the Czech Republic is its long-standing role in the European adult entertainment industry. Alongside Hungary, the country has been one of Europe's largest producers of adult films. Despite having a population of only about 10.5 million people, the Czech Republic became a major production hub for the industry. Today, both the Czech Republic and Hungary remain among Europe's leading producers of adult content. While walking through the streets of Prague, you could unknowingly pass someone who is well known within the industry. If you spend enough time in the city, you may even discover that someone in your social circle works as an actor, producer, director, or camera operator. It is remarkable that such a relatively small country has become so influential in this field. Many locals explain that people who enter the industry generally do so by personal choice, often seeing it as an opportunity to earn a good income. However, experiences vary from person to person, and like any industry, individual circumstances are not always the same. Despite its global reputation in this field, it remains a topic that is rarely discussed openly, and many visitors never realize the Czech Republic has played such a significant role in the industry. Beyond this lesser-known aspect of the country, the Czech Republic has a rich and fascinating culture. Unlike many European nations, football is not the country's greatest sporting passion. In many places, if football is not the most popular sport, basketball usually takes its place, as seen in countries like Serbia and Lithuania. Even in the United States, basketball enjoys enormous popularity. The Czech Republic is different. Here, the nation's true sporting passion is ice hockey. The Czech men's national ice hockey team has long been considered one of the strongest in the world, producing legendary players such as Jaromír Jágr, one of the greatest hockey players in history. The Czech Extraliga, the country's top professional ice hockey league, runs from September through April and features 14 competitive teams that attract passionate fans from across the country. But the Czech Republic is known for much more than hockey. It has also made remarkable contributions to science and innovation. A Czech chemist, Otto Wichterle, invented the modern soft contact lens, providing a comfortable alternative to glasses for millions of people around the world. The country is also closely associated with Gregor Mendel, often called the father of modern genetics. His groundbreaking experiments with pea plants led to the discovery of the basic laws of genetic inheritance, forming the foundation of modern genetics. Literature lovers will certainly recognize Franz Kafka, one of the world's most influential writers. Born in Prague, Kafka became famous for his novels and short stories exploring themes of isolation, bureaucracy, identity, and the human condition. His works continue to inspire readers and writers across the globe. Another fascinating contribution from the Czech Republic is the word robot. The term was first introduced by Czech writer Karel Čapek in his 1920 play R.U.R. Rossum's Universal Robots. The word was used to describe artificial workers created to perform tasks humans preferred to avoid. Today, robot has become one of the most widely recognized words in the world. If you ever visit the Czech Republic, especially its beautiful capital city of Prague, there is one attraction you definitely should not miss. One of the city's most unusual landmarks is one of the world's narrowest streets. The passage is so incredibly narrow that traffic lights have been installed at both ends to control pedestrian movement, allowing people to pass through one at a time. The Czech Republic is full of fascinating contrasts. From medieval castles and world-changing scientific discoveries to legendary writers, world-class ice hockey, and unique cultural traditions, this small nation has had an extraordinary impact on the world. You'll find one of Prague's most unusual attractions in Malá Strana, the city's oldest and most picturesque district. Hidden among its historic streets is an incredibly narrow alley that has become famous around the WBUs and the world-famous Prague astronomical clock. Every hour, crowds gather to watch the clock's centuries-old mechanical performance, one of the city's most beloved traditions. According to local legend, the master craftsman who created the astronomical clock became so famous for his extraordinary work. According to legend, when other European rulers asked the master craftsmen to build similar astronomical clocks for their own cities, the King of Bohemia feared that nothing should surpass Prague's masterpiece. The story claims that the king ordered the craftsman to be blinded so he would never be able to create another clock of equal beauty. Heartbroken and filled with despair, the craftsman is said to have climbed to the top of the clock tower before taking his own life. Before his death, however, he supposedly sabotaged the clock's intricate mechanism. According to the legend, no one was able to repair it for nearly 50 years. Although historians regard this as a legend rather than a confirmed historical fact, the story has become an important part of Prague's rich folklore. Today, every hour, crowds gather in the heart of the city to watch the famous astronomical clock perform its centuries-old mechanical display, one of Prague's most treasured traditions. Even visitors who grow tired of sightseeing will find plenty to enjoy in Old Town Square. Street musicians, performers, artists, and lively cafes create an energetic atmosphere that makes simply sitting and watching the crowds an unforgettable experience. Another iconic landmark is the magnificent Charles Bridge, one of Prague's greatest symbols. Decorated with dozens of impressive statues, the bridge connects the Old Town with Prague Castle across the Vltava River. Until 1741, it was the city's only permanent bridge, making it one of the most important structures in Prague's history. Over the centuries, many of the original sandstone statues suffered damage from weather and pollution. To preserve these priceless works of art, they were carefully moved to museums, while expertly crafted replicas were installed on the bridge. A similar approach has been taken with parts of the astronomical clock, where some original carvings have been replaced with faithful reproductions to protect the historic artwork. As you explore Prague, It's worth remembering that while many monuments appear centuries old, some of the sculptures and decorative details you see today are carefully made replicas designed to preserve the originals for future generations. Prague is also one of Europe's most international cities. Every year, millions of tourists visit from around the world, with particularly large numbers arriving from Asia and the Middle East. It is common to see visitors from South Korea, Japan, and many Arab countries exploring the city's historic streets and famous landmarks. The city's international community continues to grow as well. Many people who choose to live and work in Prague come from countries such as the Philippines, India, Bangladesh, and many other parts of the world, adding to the city's diverse and multicultural character. Another landmark you shouldn't miss is the famous John Lennon Wall. Following the death of John Lennon in 1980, this once ordinary wall became a place where people expressed messages of peace, hope, freedom, and love through colorful graffiti, artwork, and handwritten quotes. Today, the wall continues to evolve as visitors from around the world add new paintings and messages, making it one of Prague's most photographed attractions and a lasting symbol of freedom of expression. No visit to the Czech Republic would be complete without experiencing its world-famous beer culture. The country consistently ranks among the world's highest consumers of beer per person, and brewing has been an important part of Czech tradition for centuries. Throughout Prague, you'll find countless cafes, pubs, and restaurants serving a wide variety of local beers. Prices vary depending on the style, alcohol content, and serving size, but Czech beer is often surprisingly affordable compared to many other European countries. At some local cafes, you can even enjoy a quality Czech beer for around €1. All things considered, the Czech Republic, and Prague in particular, is one of Europe's most rewarding travel destinations. It offers visitors the rare opportunity to experience the atmosphere of medieval Europe while enjoying the comfort, safety, and convenience of a modern city. That brings us to the end of our journey through the Czech Republic. Thank you for watching GlobeTrek. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to GlobeTrek, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next adventure exploring the world's most fascinating countries and cultures. Until next time, thanks for watching, and safe travels.